Hey there, it's Kyle Russell of Crystal Concentrics, and I made a video recently called 10 Crystals for Surgery, and it was before someone near and dear to me had a surgery, and everything made sense right up until the surgery happened. And at that point, I suddenly realized that I needed to take another approach and come up with a second video called 8 Crystals for Post-Surgery, because it turns out that all of the crystals that were useful in anticipation were less useful once the surgery actually happened. And this can be true about being sick, anticipating an illness or a worsening illness, versus being in the thick of it. And I've also made another video about when you're sick, but this one should be very interesting. I'm starting with this wonderful calcite. So it's an interesting calcite, and calcite is much softer than quartz, and immediately it makes sense to work with calcite because it is softer. Because once you've had surgery or you've been compromised in some way, it's really key to pick a stone that's going to mirror and complement your own sense of weakness and frailty. Just yesterday, I had a tooth pulled, and while it was happening, I was wearing this necklace. This necklace here is butterscotch amber, which is a different type of amber than we're used to seeing. Generally, people work with the citrine amber or the cherry amber or the green amber, the things that are more commonly found. But for me, the butterscotch amber is the most immediately healing. It's soft, it tends to absorb pain. And so I was really grateful to be wearing that at the time, and then afterwards to have a chance to think about and work with some of these other stones. The second one I'm going to show you is a prehnite. This is a gorgeous one with lots of epidote, which is the dark green crystal running through it. And prehnite is a soother. I call it the stone aloe vera. And so you want to think about that when it comes to sort of, in my case, the tooth was up in here. When you want to soothe from the outside, cool, sort of deal with the fact that your aura has been violated and try to reassure the body. In fact, before the surgery even happened, and literally before it, I put my hand here as a way of showing love and compassion for the area that was about to get worked on. So the prehnite is great, and then after that, we could work with a pink chalcedony. So pink chalcedony, this happens to have been a petrified wood before it became totally replaced with the pink chalcedony quartz. And what that's about is taking that external approach that we worked on with the prehnite and going within. This goes straight to the core and brings a kind of soft, realigning balance to the body. So that's a must. And then I was looking at CHRYSOCOLLA. So CHRYSOCOLLA is a stone of self-compassion, but also an awareness of other people, gratitude for those who help you, and also humility, because sometimes humility is required because you are laid low through this medical procedure and you are at the mercy of and then less than the able-bodied people around you. And the CHRYSOCOLLA has a strong dose of self-forgiveness so that you cannot be so hard on yourself in that circumstance. So CHRYSOCOLLA is very important to exercise that type of compassion from within. Over here, We have a gorgeous candle quartz, which is a milky quartz, this one. And milky quartz does have to do with compassion, but that compassion is coming from the outside. So this again is a sort of reflection of not just your caregivers, but also of God and whatever spirits are watching over you, in order for you to keep and validate, appreciate, and acknowledge the compassionate relationship between you and the universe at this difficult time where you are in need and could certainly use as much support as possible. So that's where the compassion comes into play. Now, the next to last one I'm going to show you is COBALTO CALCITE. This happens to be an extraordinary, unusual specimen. But COBALTO CALCITE could also be replaced by a Pink Fluorite, and these have to do with higher love healing. So this has to do with kind of restoring faith and peace in the world, in your world, reestablishing the integrity of your matrix, and really projecting a level of love to a higher place to bring that type of healing down into your life. So that's that one. And then last but not least, we have a red petrified wood. So red petrified wood is a vitalizer. It's connected with the legs and with motion and movement, and also the self-energy zone. And it is a really important piece of the puzzle. We had talked about grounding in that first video before surgery. Now that you're in and through surgery, you want to rekindle the life fire and the energy that has been maybe knocked out of you. So it's an important part of the puzzle to reach for something like this to help try to restore that chi and life energy and vitality that you need to heal and move forward. So I appreciate your watching. This has been a little bit longer than usual because I've just been real relaxed, and I'm also coming off of some surgery yesterday when I had a tooth pulled. So thanks for watching. If you have any other questions, feel free to email Kyle, K-Y-L-E, at crystalconcentrics.com. Visit that site, subscribe to our newsletter, and also subscribe on the Crystal Concentrics YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. I look forward to connecting with you again soon, and leave comments if you like.